Welcome back to my morning report analysis videos on Monday 17th December with me, Rich Market Analyst at Hantec Markets, looking at dollar yen, which is ultimately, I think, still in this medium-term configuration of a consolidation. You've got these converging trend lines, which basically pull the higher lows, but also the lower highs together. You've got the momentum indicators, which reflect a similar story there, with the RSI sort of failing recently, mid-50s, turning lower, but turning up at in the mid-40s, increasingly neutral in that respect. MACD lines, very similar sort of circumstances as well, rolling over again, stochastics similar. You've got this rally that we've seen in the last week that seems to have lost momentum. Friday's move to the downside, and also today's move, you could argue to a certain extent as well, seems to suggest that we've just lost the impetus in the rally. Interestingly, that comes around this sort of 1385 to 14 big figure, those two highs that we saw around the turn of November into December. Again, a situation of a lower high coming into force there. Will that lower high at will that high at 1370 now become the latest lower high to sort of play out within this consolidation, which is a consolidation rectangle effectively? So that seems to be a very neutral situation here. We've got the hourly chart, which I suppose reflects a little bit basis to support 1335, 1320, sorry, to 13 big figure, a band of 20 pips of support there. But if you breach that to the downside, that sort of is a topping out on a near-term basis, and you then start to play around with the 1220 level of support from earlier on in December, about a week or so ago. So we're still very neutral, and I think that is again reflected on the hourly indicators, which RSI on the hourly now falling over at 60. Interesting that the MACD lines have hovering around neutral, but again turning lower underneath neutral. Doesn't really look all that great for continued move to the upside, does it? And looking towards a test of 1320 initially, but 13 big figure I think is your sort of port that you need to watch on a near-term basis, that would trigger the sort of latest move back towards that uptrend, which comes in at 1250. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you later.